Hello, my Lego friends. We are building something that I absolutely love. It's super easy, super fun. It is your gymnastics beam. And when I mean super easy, you don't need a lot of Legos to build this. And a matter of fact, it doesn't have to be that big. Now, if you're making it to size, like I've been doing, you're going to want to expect it to be at least 4 to 5 Lego friends lying down. What I mean by that is if you make one Lego beam, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and almost 5. That is what the size of this gymnastics gym is. Now, I'm making a giant gymnastics gym because I'm sizing everything up to how it should be so that when we do our final gymnastics put together, we finally put it all together, it's going to look really nice and it's not going to look weird. That's what I'm doing. With that said, if you have a small space, that's okay. Make something like this, right? It is literally 1, 2, 3 pieces if you want it to be. That's it. You don't have to have, well, 4 if you do the base. But with that said, this is your beam right here. That's it. Ta-da, beam. That's it. Now, you could get really creative with it and you could add maybe, here's 1, here's 2. I'm just throwing it out. There's 3 Legos. There's your beam, right? That's all there is to it. Now, if you wanted to get fancy and you had a little more Legos and you had a little more space, you could do something like this, where you take your plank, your little base, and then you try to find a 3x1, which is this one here. This is very basic, 3x1, and you put it at the very end of it, right like that. And you do the same thing with another 3x1. Taking these off because I've already made it. Simple. Same thing, and you put it parallel to the one you just made. Now, if you want to make it even, where did my little tool go? All right, if you want to make it even, you would do something like that. Now it looks really nice and even. Then you take this guy here, right, and do whatever color you have. I have purple, so I'm going to use purple. And you add the purple. Those are the only 3 you need. That's it. Now, if you wanted to be fancy, you could definitely take the purple off and add height, right? Which means you take a 1x1 and you put in the very middle. And you do 2 of them. You do 2 of them. Because now I want to add a little bit of height because my gymnasts are getting better. And I added that in the middle. And then you come along with your purple and you add the purple because that also gives you, kind of goes over a little bit. And that really looks like a gymnastics beam. Now, if you want it to be really smooth, now, of course, the idea is that you make it the same color. So I would make like a tan beam because they're usually tan, right? Tan or brown. And you add it to black instead of the blue, red, orange, and white. And that is your gymnastics beam. Now you could, we've done this before, we had added a mat. So you could very well add a mat under there. See that? There you go. There's your mat. How cool is that? You go like this. Now obviously you'd want to add the beam a little higher because if you add the beam higher, you can make it look like a mat and put the smooth ones there. What that would look like is, I'm just making something up. Just making something up. And you would also want to add all blue to this mat so you know that it's a mat. So you add it all smooth and that becomes more and more and that becomes blue. And of course you want to add that a little higher and then you have an actual gymnastics mat with a beam. So, whoa, there you go. So that is your gymnastics beam. It's very easy. So we had that one. We have this one. Now we have this one, right? We're getting longer and we're getting taller. Now with this one, it's only 2 layers. It's however long you want the beam to be. And you want to find a long stripe, right? A long one. Now I added 2 together. If you take this apart, see that? It's 2. So I then have another smooth piece and I add at the top. I also add one that is up a little bit, right? So that your gymnastics friend can stay on there. Maybe do a headstand. Does she do a headstand? No. But she can just walk on the beam like that, right? And then you find a 3x1 and you add that to the base of your mat or your base, whatever you want to call it. And then you add that. Now that's a 4x3. However, I don't have any more 3x1s, so I'm just improvising here. And then you just kind of go like this. You eyeball it. See that? How cool is that? So that is another balance beam. So these are super easy and super fun. And of course, you can add a mat underneath of it, right? Let's see, do I have a mat? Nope, too big. If it's too big, you just take that off and you make it wider. And in reality, it should actually be wider. It should go to the very end because balance beams do not hang over that much. There you go. There's your balance beam. And then you can add a mat if you create one. Add that underneath. And then it really looks like a gymnastics beam. See that? That's kind of cool. There's another fun gymnastics beam. Now, the last one I'm going to show you, let's see. Do I have it in a bag? Let's see. No. No, and here it is. All right. The last one we're going to make, it looks like a lot, but it's not. We're going to create this one, okay? Now this one has the end. Here's the other end, and it's created by these things. You can have one that's lower. See how low it is? You can go a little higher to this, right? So you can definitely build a ton of these and have them all line up parallel to each other, and you can do fun things. Now again, you can add it to any length that you want. This one is a little less than 16. This is the actual size beam, but this one I made a little less. Maybe you make it a little shorter, possibly, right? Let me do that one. I'll make a short one. These legs go on the end, just like that. Have a little bit hanging over like that. Same thing with the other one. Put that one there. And there's your balance beam. And then if you wanted to, you can add, do I have a 3-piecer? I do not. I do not have a 3-piecer, but that's okay. So if you wanted to, you could do something like this. Oh, here's a 3-1. I only have one 3-piecer. That's a shame. Okay, so here it is. Here's another 3-piecer. I'll just take this one off. It's black. It's not going to be the same color. But there you have it. That is your gymnastics beam. And that one can go right next to this one. So here you have it. There's the top of it. And then here's the side. And then here's the bottom. So you can see every little section of this balance beam. And that is how you make a balance beam. I hope this was helpful. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. And I cannot wait to build the next piece with you. And I think it's going to be, I think we're going to do the actual pit, the gymnastics pit, the foam pit, because I have a bunch of foam blocks that I want to show you that I figured out how to make more of, and that's always fun. So we'll see you next time. Thanks again for hanging out. We'll see you again.